There's a bigger reason why Prince Harry won't be returning back for an infamous one-to-one meeting with his father, His Majesty the King, King Charles III, over here in the United Kingdom early next month. And it's simply this, and as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. You all right? Yes. Thank you, by the way, for your lovely comments about the interview we did with the gentleman who played the trombone at the Batley Variety Club, amongst many other things, and his wonderful memories of the superstar singer that was Gracie Fields. For many people around the world, they weren't familiar with her, but actually she does have a big American connection, by the way, I might point out. She left England in the sort of late 30s and signed with 20th Century Fox for quite a few number of films, but they never really took off in the same vein. I've often thought, I think it's because really they were too, shall we say, not in keeping with her image, you know. She had a northern working class image and they glamorized her and tried to make her a little bit, dare I say, Rita Hayworth. And that really wasn't Gracie Fields' image, you know. She was one of the people, so well loved, incredibly talented, but nice to have your memories. And as ever, I'm so glad you enjoyed that particular video. Back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. As you can imagine, you know, difficult times for His Majesty the King, coming up to the anniversary, the sad anniversary of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth, and 70 years on the throne, as we often say. It doesn't matter who they are, what they are, everybody misses their mum, you know. It's very heartwarming, let me tell you, when I see some of your comments on here. I know we are all in the same thing. It's the one thing none of us can change, isn't it? So I'm not laughing, but you know, you just have to smile and think, well, everybody says the same thing. But the bottom line is, you can't change it, can you? Everybody goes through the same thing. Whether you are Her Majesty the Queen or whether you're a superstar, we all suffer loss. And the bottom line is, and the reason why I smile is, we all have those same terrible feelings, but we have to plow on. That's the thing, you know. It's about keeping your chin up. And really, if you think about His Majesty the King, he has to keep smiling in public, even though I'm sure he's hurting deeply inside. Another thing that's truly hurting him, though, and this is partly one of the reasons I've been told by a very well-placed source within palace walls, is the simple fact that the King, His Majesty the King, does not want really to reconcile with his youngest son right now over a very simple fact, a matter of fact, if you like, and I don't blame him. You know, he wants an apology for the appalling things that his youngest son wrote about the Queen, Queen Camilla. And also not just wrote about her in his best-selling book Spare, but then went on to interviews on television also. I mean, it was deplorable, really, when you think, saying he was sacrificed at the lamb of good PR for, of course, him. I mean, what a thing to say. And even if you thought that, there are certain things best left never said. I mean, if he really cared for His Majesty the King, his own father, he would have thought, well, you know, she's made him happy, and you know, that's the bottom line, that's the thing that everybody's really looking for. So why did he go out of his way and be so cruel and nasty, particularly when Camilla herself, whatever you think about her, had tried her very best not to become the evil stepmom or, you know, the wicked stepmom, but just somebody who was offering advice to young people going through it. After all, you know, she had those similar experiences with her own children, so it was very well placed. I can see Harry's upset, but now this, you know, whatever you may read, is the bottom line. His Majesty the King would like Queen Camilla at his side, and naturally would like some kind of, you know, recourse from Prince Harry about why he said it, why he did it. And even if he doesn't necessarily mean it or want to apologise, it needs to be addressed. And according to that well-placed source, and as ever we have to say allegedly, this is one thing that Prince Harry's not willing to bend on, not willing to shift on. Both are at stalemate. And as you can imagine, tricky times also for Queen Camilla, who'd very much like to move on from this, doesn't necessarily see it as a deal breaker and wants everybody to be happy. But His Majesty the King thinks this is what should be the rightful move next. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of the English countryside.